Hi guys, my name is Lydia and welcome to Lily Wins Creative Channel. In today's tutorials, I'm going to be showing on how to sew a princess cut dart. This tutorials is a continuation from how to draft and cut a princess cut dart. If you haven't seen my video on that, follow the link in the description box below. I strongly recommend you watch it so you can fully understand everything I'm doing. If you're new here, please subscribe to support my channel and also hit the notification bell icon to be notified of my new videos. Leave your comment at the comment section below with regards any question about these tutorials. Back and enjoy the tutorials. So I'm going to now use this pattern to cut out the actual fabric I'm going to use for these tutorials. So now I have used my lining to cut out the main fabric, which is this one, and this is the lining here. I did it for each of them. I'm going to bring the main fabric and then I'm going to apply whatsoever stay I want to apply so that it will give the breast cup a structure. I'm going to apply wadding to it. I'm going to apply it right on here like this. For this side of the front, I'm going to place this one on it, the wadding on it, and then sew it. I have sewn my wadding on my main fabric, and I also do the same to this front part. So now I'm going to sew this part to this side like this. When I get to this point, I will now raise the footer up, adjust it, and then continue my sewing like this until everything now gets in like this. And I'm doing the same thing to the other side, and I'll do the same thing to the lining. To this bag, I'm going to join this one here like this, join it like this till it gets here. And then to the other side, I'm going to do the same. I'll also do the same thing to the lining as well. Now I have joined it like I said, and I have joined the other side as well. For the back part, I also joined it, and I also do the same to the lining. I've joined everything. So after joining it, I'm just going to open it up to press it down with an iron. I'm also going to open the seam line for the back as well, and I'm going to press it down. So after ironing it, for the lining, I had to top stitch it all through so that I don't have to go through the stress of ironing. So now that I'm done with ironing, I'm now going to this one. I'm going to place it here. Remember, I used 1.5 inch for the seam allowance. This is 1.5. So I'm going to use the same 1.5 to sew it up. For the lining, I'm going to use 1 inch to run it side by side because I want it shouldn't be tight on the lining. So now I have joined the lining, and I'm going to open it up here on the side and on the other side as well with an iron. And I've also joined the main fabric, and I'm also going to open it up side here and also on this side here. So now after I'm done ironing, I'm going to fix the zip at the back now. Remember, I gave it 1 inch zip allowance at the back. I'm going to use the same 1 inch to run the zip over. Now I have fixed my zip. The length for the zip is too long for what I'm doing. And I have cut it. I'm going to open up the zip. I'm going to lay the lining on top of the fabric like this. I'm going to mark out the center on the neck. So now I'm going to be sewing it from the center up to the shoulder by 1/2 inch, and I'm going to go like this for the other side up to the shoulder by 1/2 inch. I'm going to do the same for the back. I'm going to sew the neck for the back with 1/2 inch like this. Now run it up here, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So when I'm done sewing the neck, I'm going to notch it and I'm notching it on the back as well. After notching it, I'll turn it over, go ahead to the machine and top stitch it on the neck, on the lining. And I'll also top stitch the back as well. So now I have top stitched it. Now I'm going to come to the zip side, not on the top stitched seam, but on the first seam, this one under. I'm going to fold this like this, and I'm going to sew on this line. If it is possible for me to sew this line, if it's not possible, I would sew it very close to the line. The reason is so that it covers the zip here. So I'm going to do it to the both side. I couldn't sew it on the line, so I sew it very close to the line. So look at what I achieved after it. The zip now went in. The lining covered the zip. So now when I'm done with that, I'm now going to be joining the shoulder. So I'll now join the fabric and the fabric together and the lining together like this. I'll make sure I come to the center where it all started, and I'll place it. I could just pin it so that I get it perfectly, like the lining should not come into the fabric and the fabric should not come into the lining. So now that I've pinned it, I'll just go to the machine and start from the center and sew it, the lining down, and then start from the center and sew the fabric down. Then I'll do the same thing to the other side. I have sewn everything together. I'll just iron it on that part. I'll open it up with an iron. Press it. After I've pressed it down, I will now press the neck. So now I am done pressing the neck, and this is how it came out. This is how the neck is. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to sew the lining and the fabric together on the armhole. So making sure that every point meets itself. I'm making sure that this point and this point meet. Then this point and this point meet. You can just pin it there so that you get it, so that you sew it accurately on every point. I have joined the lining and the fabric at the armhole. So guys, in my next tutorials, I'm going to be showing on the kind of sleeve I decided to fix for this outfit. If you find those tutorials helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and share to someone you think will need it. Thank you so much. See you in my next tutorials. Bye.